much, Gabrielle. Thank you to the Women's Business Center as well of San Luis Obispo for sponsoring today's presentation. And by the way, I'm wishing everyone a very happy Women's History Month. So that's good timing, right? My name is Richard Myerscough. Thank you for the introduction. Caltrans District 5, District Small Business Liaison, or DSBL. It's kind of a mouthful, right? It is my duty to assist small businesses in navigating Caltrans processes. Caltrans District 5, by the way, consists of the counties of Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, Monterey, San Benito, and Santa Cruz. Today's presentation is titled, as you see on the screen, How to Make Your Certification Work for You. This is the sixth installment in the Paving the Road to Success with Caltrans series of training presentations that are specifically authored to assist small businesses. As the title suggests, today we will focus on the benefits of your business becoming certified, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Before we get started, I'd like to review Caltrans' non-discrimination policy statement. Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination based upon race, color, and national origin. Specifically, 42 U.S.C. 2000D states that no person in the United States shall, on the grounds of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. This is really at the heart of everything Caltrans hopes to achieve. And we have a link on the screen if you want to find out more information. Okay, what's our department mission? Provide a safe and reliable transportation network that serves all people and respects the environment. Caltrans strives to provide a safe, sustainable, integrated, and efficient transportation system to enhance our state's economy and livability. As you can see from some of the numbers quoted on the screen, maintaining California's transportation systems, it's an incredible operation in its scope. The fourth and fifth bullet points should really capture your attention, as Caltrans is telling you it needs assistance, and its contracting partners in the private sector are essential. We need help, and this means opportunity. All right, let's address today's learning objectives. We will address community small business resources that are available to you, how to utilize Caltrans departmental resources for your certification needs, goals and benefits of each certification recognized by Caltrans, how to navigate CalEProcure, California's government online marketplace for procurement and bidding opportunities, and tips on how to network and navigate through Contractors Corner. Let's talk about some of the available community small business resources. All right, Apex Accelerators. I know it's kind of a weird name, right? They were formerly known, by the way, as PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. They changed their name recently, but I think if you were to Google PTAC, they would still send you to all of their websites. Apex Accelerators reflect the individual needs, priorities, and resources of the counties they serve. They specifically assist small businesses with government contracting, so that's kind of helpful, right? They can also assist with your business certification. Some government contracts are set aside for certain businesses that have special certifications. Here at Caltrans, and we're going to talk a lot about this, we recognize small business, disabled veteran business enterprise, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. So those are the three that we here at Caltrans will focus on. However, there's a lot of other certifications you can get in the community, and a lot of cities and counties and other municipalities, as well as federal government, will also have their own certifications they will look at. So again, Apex may be able to help you with those. An Apex Accelerator representative can help you obtain these certifications if you're eligible, of course, which will allow for more government contract opportunities. They can also assist with researching past contract data. Additionally, they can help you identify and bid on contracts. If you're awarded the contract, they can continue to provide you support through measuring your performance and helping with your contract. You can find your local Apex Accelerator by visiting the link listed on the slide. In San Luis Obispo County, you are represented by the Golden State Apex Accelerator. So we have a link on here. I realize there's kind of long, so no worries. I think Gabby's going to help me with sending this PowerPoint out to everyone after today's presentation, so you don't have to scribble down all these lengthy links that we're going to be providing you. But yeah, all right. Of course, we can't forget about the Women's Business Center, and Gabby really did a great job of introducing what they are able to help you with. But to further build upon that, they look to assist women business operators. Their assistance is specifically crafted to help with the challenges faced by women. Women's business centers are dedicated to supporting entrepreneurs and small business owners to become self-sustaining, successful contributors to their communities. They have a focus on serving women as well as low-income individuals, minority-owned businesses, and rural and underserved communities. They deliver business training courses, financial literacy classes, as well as current business topic educational workshops like today. The WBCs are committed to supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives for their clients and our communities. In addition to the workshops, they offer entrepreneurial focused training and professional business consultation. The WBCs are located throughout California, including a brick and mortar location here in the city of San Luis Obispo, which is where Gabby is joining us from today. And all are welcome. And we've provided a link on the screen to help you go to that. And we'll show those again later in the presentation. Small Business Development Centers, SBDCs. So Small Business Development Centers, SBDCs, they host networking events, provide one-to-one advisement to those seeking to start, grow, or manage their small business. Some of the resources they provide, starting your business assistance. So if you just have an idea and you haven't even attempted step one yet, they can definitely help you with that. Business and strategic planning, disaster response assistance, marketing, access to capital and funding, government contracting, technology commercialization. The SBDC hosts and holds various valuable networking opportunities throughout the year also. And here in San Luis Obispo, they are affiliated with Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, our local university. And again, we put a link on the screen there. The Service Corps of Retired Executives, also referred to as SCORE, which is how I usually hear them called, is another great small business resource. Their specialty is in business mentoring. SCORE's mission is to foster vibrant small business communities through mentoring and education. They aim to give every person the support they need to thrive as a small business owner. SCORE has the nation's largest network of volunteers and expert business mentors and is dedicated to helping small businesses get off the ground, grow, and achieve their goals. SCORE has provided education and mentorship to more than 11 million entrepreneurs since 1964. To get help in growing your business, you can get in contact with the SCORE counselor by visiting the link on the slide there to find your neighboring SCORE chapter. And we do have one here in San Luis Obispo, I should mention. Okay, let's look at the benefits of certification. So Caltrans recognizes 3 business certifications. Small business, or SB, you'll sometimes hear me refer to that. The small business umbrella is a state of California certification that includes the micro business designation and the adjacent small business for the purposes of public works, SBPW certification. We also have the Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise, DVBE. Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise is also a state of California certification that seeks to assist armed forces veterans with service-related disabilities. That's kind of an important thing to note, who have left military service. I point that out because we get questions about it, and I am not the arbiter of whether or not you are going to be able to qualify for this particular certification, but it does say in the introductory language that it has to be a service-related disability, and they'll kind of help you. We also have, so those first two are on the state side, and then on the federal side, we have the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, DBE. The DBE is a federal certification to address a disparity between some businesses and others in terms of access to economic opportunity and seeks to level the playing field for those businesses. DBE certifications are based upon an owner being a member of certain minority groups or women-owned. When a project has even $1 of federal funds, you can expect to see some type of DBE goal. So not always, 100%, but you do see it a lot. On this slide, you can see what Caltrans goals are in regards to these certifications: 25% for SB and 5% for DVB on state-funded contracts, and 22.2 for DBE on federally funded contracts. So the benefits of small business certifications: you get a 5% bid preference when applying. Certified small business bidders take precedence over non-small business bidders. Also, a non-SB, so small business, prime contractor who uses a certified small business subcontract for at least 25% of its net bid price is eligible for a bid preference of 5% of the lowest responsible bid when competing against other non-SBs. So that's kind of a lot of information, but basically the takeaway from that is prime contractors are also seeking small business, those who are certified as a small business, because it really helps them to gain contracts. So it's a win-win. A certified small business bid cannot be displaced by a non-certified small business bid when applying the preference. Prompt Payment Act: under this act, the state must pay certified small businesses higher interest penalties for late payments. So if so there's another thing that can be of assistance to you if you feel like the state has not been able to pay you in a timely manner. That's pretty unusual, but it's just good to know that you have that cushion. Provides opportunities to network at procurement fairs and other events. The firms are also listed in the state's SB DVBE program database on the Cal eProcure website. And we'll talk about Cal eProcure here coming up. You are also eligible to participate in the state's small business program, which sets a goal for the use of small businesses in at least 25% of the state's overall annual contract dollars. And that's a lot of money. So, because we're doing billions of dollars worth of contracts every year. So another cool thing to remember. Let's discuss the benefits of disabled veterans certification. So DVBE receives the same benefits as we discussed in the previous small business certification slide. And those include the 5% bid preference, Prompt Payment Act, additional networking opportunities, and a listing in the state's SB DVBE database on Cal eProcure. In addition to those benefits, DVBE also has the small business and DVBE procurement option. This is a streamlined process known as the SB DVBE option, like I mentioned, by contracting directly with a Caltrans. So that's our purchasers are contracting directly with a Caltrans certified business for goods, services, information technology, and public works projects. So that's another incentive. We give you sort of another preference there. The solicitation value must be between $5,000 and $249,999.99, or basically under $250,000 for goods, services, and information technology, and for public works contracts, the maximum is $388,000. The agency must obtain price codes from at least 2 California certified DVBEs or SBs. So, getting back to that SB DVB option I just mentioned, basically that just means that we have to at least look at 2 businesses when we're doing it. So to reiterate, the SB DVB option is a streamlined process that allows for government, state agencies, and departments to contract directly with these certified firms for goods, services, information technology, and public works projects. State agencies must obtain price codes from at least 2. So I did mention that earlier. The solicitation value must be between $5,000 and $249,999.99 for goods, services, and information technology, and for public works, contract max is $388,000. Keep in mind the SB DVB option cannot be interchangeable. So basically, this just means when we're looking at small businesses, then it has to be 2 small businesses we look at. And when we're looking at DVBEs, it has to be 2 DVBEs. We can't mix them. It's not really important information for you to be an expert on or anything. We just kind of like to explain our processes just so you know what we're doing on our end. All right, so now we're going to change up and go to the disadvantaged business enterprise, which, just to reiterate, is a federal program. It is not a state-funded program. So the benefits of disadvantaged business enterprise certification is that Unlike SB and DVB, which affects state-funded contracts, like I said, this is going to be applicable in federally funded contracts. DBE certification is recognized by 600 local agencies in California. So another strong incentive for you to get this particular certification. Unlike the other two that I mentioned, which are really more Caltrans related, this one could also help you with another 600 local government agencies. It expands opportunities to participate in federally funded contracts. Your company becomes appealing to prime contractors who are needing to fulfill their DBE participation goals. So a non-DBE firm, so one of the big prime companies, they sometimes need you, a DBE certified firm, in order for them to be competitive for federally funded contracts. So again, you become more attractive to those folks. Listing in the CUCP, which is the California Unified Certification Program database, that will also be part of the benefits, which is available to all state agencies and private companies, including prime contractors seeking DBE subcontractors. So you'll be on a database that other companies and local agencies, including Caltrans, can look to see if they can find your company because they need your services of a DBE. There are also training and networking opportunities. Okay, Cali Procure. We sort of mentioned it briefly earlier, but let's kind of do a more deep dive on what this is and how this can help your business. Cali Procure is California's government marketplace. It's an online portal, as the information on the slide describes, designed to provide information opportunities to businesses selling products and services to the state of California. This website gives businesses access to bidding and contracting resources for all Caltrans districts, as well as fellow state agencies statewide. The website gives businesses access to bidding, contracting resources, like I mentioned, for all Caltrans districts. And some of the benefits of Cali Procure, it is free to use and it is free to set up an account profile. Registering for Cal eProcure and creating a profile shaped around your firm's certifications will allow you to work with state government agencies, including Caltrans. You can also register for small business and disabled veteran business enterprise certifications on the website. In fact, that's the only way you can do it now. They used to have a way you could do it through the mail, but they've since scrapped that, like as in maybe at the beginning of the year. So now you have to do it online. And this will be the website that you will go to do that. And we're going to provide a bunch of links again at the end, so don't worry about too much about that. You can research past and current state government contract information. I keep repeating that because it is kind of important. So if you want to do research on what stuff we'll just stick with Caltrans. What stuff does Caltrans buy? What kinds of services have they paid for in the past? And let's say you have a business that you're not sure if you are going to be if what you sell or what service you provide is something we purchase, well, now you can research that and find out. Also, when setting up your Cal eProcure profile, be sure to set notifications for projects listed under your current licenses, certifications, and or work codes. So you can, it's a little convoluted to say that, but basically on your profile, you can ask for alerts to be sent to you so that you know about upcoming contract opportunities. All right, here's a screenshot of what Cali Procure looks like. If you're navigating the Caltrans bid opportunities on Cali Procure, that is, step 1, utilize the link on the slide and select Start Search. Step 2, enter the Caltrans department code 2660. And there's a way to look that up. I don't expect you to remember that. But of course, you will have this PowerPoint to refer to. But 2660 is the Caltrans department code. And I should probably talk about that. I know we're called Caltrans. I call it Caltrans. You call it Caltrans. But our official name is the Department of Transportation. So if you start looking for us in the system, just remember to look under D, not C. So Department of Transportation is our name. And Caltrans, of course, is our just more catchy marketing term that we use. A list will then populate of contracts currently out to bid for Caltrans only. Because remember, you've put in that code asking for just our department. And then you can also, to search for projects more specific to your expertise, use the advanced search option, and that will allow you to kind of do a further deep dive. You can also, and I didn't put this in my notes, but you can also You can also put down different counties that you're interested in or zip codes. I think it allows for zip codes too. But basically, if you just wanted to do work in, we'll just say San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara, you can filter that way, and that way you don't have to look at all these other projects from throughout the state that aren't applicable to where you are. Um, In addition to these search options on the online portal, you can save event details to your CaliProcure account for later viewing. So if you found a particular project or a contract, you could save that to your account so you can look at it later and not have to go through this search. You can advertise your business on CaliProcure bid solicitations. And then remember to save event details with contact information for project managers. So a lot of our contracts are going to have a person name on there and a way to contact them in case you have questions. And there is sort of a formal process that we won't go on too much of a deep dive on, but anyway, just good to know. And all event packages should include all documents for quotes and addendums for project changes. So a bunch of really great information. Okay, let's talk about Contractors Corner. Contractors Corner is an online portal designed to provide construction contract opportunities to businesses in the state of California. This website gives businesses access to advertisements and bidding and contracting resources for all Caltrans districts statewide. So, CaliProcure is for all state agencies. Contractors Corner is specific to Caltrans, and it's also specific to construction-related contracts. So, if that's not the business you're in, then Contractors Corner probably won't be as informative for you. But we should mention it. In short, Contractors Corner allows you to search for Caltrans construction opportunities. I think architectural and engineering opportunities will be on there as well. To bid on a contract, you must register and create an account with Contractors Corner to post an ad of your services, or you can use the opt-in program for a specific project of interest. Also, keep in mind, most contracts will have a set DBE or SB DVBE requirement. So, and those percentages can vary from contract to contract. So getting back to the importance of certifications again. Okay, on this slide, we'll show you the steps for navigating Contractors Corner. Step 1, go to the Contractors Corner and select Start Search. We have a screenshot up here to help you. Scroll down and click Advertisement, the Advertisement tab to view advertised projects on the 24-month Advertised Look Ahead. So we have these Look Ahead reports, which go, like it says, 2 years into the future with upcoming projects that are going to be available. Click Advertise Projects. Step 3, click All Advertised Projects to view projects for each district. So you can, again, have your search be specific for only the areas you wish to work in. There will be multiple contracts to choose from. Review the advertisements and choose. So this is an advertisement of the project. So review the advertisements and choose a contract advertisement that is best for your firm. It'll have details on there on what that looks like. After choosing the contracts, you will notice that you can view the contract details and do a further deep dive on what that means. So you'll see that. So the first one you'll see will just have general information, then the real nitty gritty of it will be available to you. There'll be a list of bid items, so parts of the contract that you can bid on, opt-in records, and prime contractors seeking subcontractors will also be on. Other highlights of Contractors Corner include the opt-in program that we just mentioned. It is an excellent option for showcasing what available services you offer for projects without bidding. It is a feature that allows contractors to be considered for subcontractor or supplier bids. It also allows prime contractors, so the big folks looking for suppliers, to see the information you provide when they search for non-bidding plan holders. Minor B contracts are on there as well. And those are kind of cool contracts. I can do a whole presentation just based on those, really. But to keep it simple, these contracts can be located under the General Information tab on the homepage. These are contracts valued at $461,000 or less. In addition, you will also find, I should mention with minor B contracts, those are specifically for small business folks. So the only time we can award a contract and it's not to a small business because we tried and just couldn't find anybody. So that still happens. But I think right now we're up to like 89% of all of them are going to be awarded to small businesses. And my thought is in the near future, that will be 100%. In addition, you will also find A&E, which we sometimes refer to as professional services here at Caltrans. So that A&E again is architectural engineering contracts, and they'll be under the general information tab also. And oh, I should also mention, please note that all the information you'll see on Contractors Corner will at least in some form or another be on Cal eProcure as well. So good to know. Okay, so let's address some frequently asked questions that we get. And once again, we're going to have a Q&A as well at the end. So if you have something outside of the ones I'm about to talk about, no worries. What's the difference between a small business and a micro business? I get this question a lot. The applicable difference is the limit of employees, less than 10, and the 5 million or less in average annual sales. And those numbers may change in the future. I just really want to point that out. But basically, if applicable, you will automatically be assigned the micro business designation when you apply for this small business certification. So you don't have to do any extra paperwork. You're just going to do the process that is available, which is first the small business certification. And then when they look at your financial records that you're going to send to them, they will then deem whether or not you meet the micro business designation. Who do I contact if I need assistance with finding upcoming bid opportunities? Well, firms can reach out and look at several different things, but the designated small business liaison by district, so that would be myself or someone like me in another district. You can visit Cal eProcure, which we just talked in length about, and also Contractors Corner, right? That's another place that you can go to. Although Contractors Corner, again, just to reiterate, is going to be construction related contracts. So if you're not in that business, probably stick with Cal eProcure. Who do I contact for DBE certification assistance? Visit the main website for Caltrans DBE certification at caltrans.dbesystem.com for more information. This is kind of a newer website we set up. It's probably been a few years now, but it's actually the only way you can get certified as a DBE through Caltrans is through this website. We used to have a mail. You could do it through the mail, and we're not doing that any longer. Probably safer not to do that, to be honest. So that would be the main website, and they have a bunch of other information on there as well. I'm really doing it not to get much justice, but if you are even interested in DBE certification, please go to that website. This is also where you'll find online DBE certification process forms and instructions, and you can also search DBE firms. So if you were looking for a DBE firm, so like our prime contractors will often go on that website looking for DBE certified firms to work with. So you will be part of that if you become certified. If you have questions, then we've provided some contact information. They have a phone number you can call, and they also have an email address that you can drop in questions. Okay, let's talk about some of the community resources. Again, we did mention some of those earlier, but we just thought we'd put them all on one slide here for you. So here's all the web links to help you with the organizations we talked about. They have many different resources to offer you, usually at little or no cost. And I think those three at the top there, Apex, Women's Business Center, Small Business Development Centers, in my opinion, I would definitely do some research and maybe reach out to those folks. SCORE is also great, especially if you're looking for a mentoring kind of relationship. So, that could also be an opportunity for you. And then the Small Business Administration, we didn't really talk about, but that's a federal kind of umbrella organization that helps small businesses nationwide. Of course, they do have a presence here in California as well. They have provided their link to their website, and they have a lot of great resources on there. They also provide funding to a lot of the organizations that are listed on this page, and guidance. And so they are sort of an information hub. So it's another really valuable place to visit because there's a lot of great resources on there, all in kind of one place, and then you can research what's local to you. I think this is the main national website, but it does allow you to look for stuff that's closer to where you're at. And this is a good website, I think, because it has basically all the resources that the other folks are providing will be in some way or shape or form will be listed on there as well. But once you figure out who you want to help, I would definitely go to their personalized specific website to check out what they have to offer. All right, let's talk about Caltrans resources. So those folks were on the previous slide were outside organizations that I think I would definitely, if you have a small business, look into for sure. But here's some stuff that Caltrans offers or the state. Um, how do I reach out within an agency to find out who to do business or how to do business with them? Excuse me. So for state agencies, your best resource is to go to the SBDVBE advocate list, and that can be found on the DGS resources page. We provided the link here. The list will give you the names and contact information for each of the advocates within their respective agencies. And I should mention that, by the way. So small business advocate is kind of how all the other state agencies refer to folks like myself. Here at Caltrans, we have our own specific name, which is the district small business liaisons, but same thing. So these are all the liaisons or small business advocates for the entire state. So if you're looking for someone who works for the Department of Corrections and helps small business, if you're looking for someone who works for the Department of State Hospital and helps small business, their information will be on here. So you go to this link and it takes you to like an Excel spreadsheet that you can download, and then you can utilize the phone numbers and email addresses on there, as well as you can look for a specific agency that you're hoping to do business with. Caltrans will be on there too. The link will take you, oh yeah, for Caltrans specifically, your point of contact would of course be a district small business liaison, and we'll give you a contact sheet for them, but they will also be on this list, this link here, excuse me. Okay, so here's a couple of Caltrans developmental programs. So the first one there, these are all, by the way, these are going to be for folks who are either in construction or architecture and engineering field. If you're starting out as a company and you're looking for mentoring opportunities, Caltrans recently launched a construction mentor protege CMPP program. In fact, I'm going to one of their events tomorrow. This program is designed to encourage and support small businesses who are the proteges in a program where they are matched and mentored by larger prime contractors. So again, these are folks in the construction business. So if that's not you, then this isn't as helpful. You participate in comprehensive training workshops, and the program culminates in a protege graduation. So yeah, it's an actual like thing. You get a certificate. It's pretty cool. The CMPP was designed to help small and locally owned construction firms acquire the knowledge, skills, and to cultivate the relationships necessary to bid on public works projects. So for Caltrans or any other government agency. All 12 Caltrans districts are currently implementing the CMPP. So we just started this at the end of, in some cases, the end of last year. I felt like for here in District 5, because they staggered them, we kind of started in January. The first program classes are scheduled to graduate later this year. So that's going to be the first class. And it is a voluntary program. Of course, you don't have to be part of this program to be able to do construction contracts with Caltrans, but it is kind of a cool thing, and I would definitely recommend at least looking into it. There is a process, like they're not able to accept just everybody just because of the sheer numbers. So there is sort of a interview process, and you have to fill out some paperwork. But I think it's a really valuable way for you to for two reasons. One is to learn how to work within Caltrans to gain contracts. But the second and perhaps more important reason is that you get to really network with a lot of the big prime contractors here in our local area. And I think that's invaluable as well. So that's a great way for you too. Now, of course, we don't guarantee that will lead to future business for you, but it's just something to think about. There you go. And then we have the Cal Mentor program, which is again just for architecture and engineering firms. And again, they're often referred to as professional services here at Caltrans. The Cal Mentor program encourages and supports volunteer partnerships between small businesses, the proteges, and larger architectural and engineering firms, the mentors, to increase the participation of small businesses on A&E transportation projects. The program is meant to foster meaningful relationships between firms, with mentors offering proteges education, training, and networking opportunities. So they kind of sound similar, and in some ways they are, but they're also quite different. But basically, yeah, they're ways for you to get some mentoring, and I think that can be valuable for folks in those industries. So we provided the links that'll take you to the information pages for both. I think CalMentor is not as strict about trying to get in. It's a less formal process than it is for the CMPP, but it's definitely something to check out. And I know, having been involved in CalMentor for last year or so, they do a lot of really great networking opportunities as well. So you can go actually, meet people in a restaurant or something, and you can break bread with them and get to know them. So there you go. Here's a list of resources, many of which we addressed earlier in the presentation. The Office of Civil Rights small business webpage contains numerous valuable small business resources. So that's kind of a really good page to visit as far as for Caltrans. We put a lot of the resources that are available to you both within and without Caltrans are going to be listed there. Contractors Corner we mentioned earlier, is the Caltrans construction dedicated website. Cal eProcure is vital to any company wishing to work with Caltrans or any other California government agency. So remember, all California government agencies, agencies will be dealing with Cal eProcure. So again, a really important website. We should especially highlight the outreach events calendar that's listed there. This calendar is a great tool if you're looking for a specific Caltrans small business training opportunity, or if you're looking for events where you can network with Caltrans and other small businesses. You can learn about upcoming, events scheduled to occur in all 12 of the Caltrans districts. And by clicking on a specific event listed on the calendar, you can see which district is hosting the event details, how to register, and you can also copy the event directly to your personal calendar. So like, for instance, today's presentation that we're doing with the Women's Business Center of San Luis Obispo, it is posted on there as well. And we put down the registration link. We talk about the brief synopsis of what the event would be about and some of the topics that will be covered. And I should really point out something kind of important. So first of all, you're welcome to attend. So although each district puts on their own events, you're always welcome to go to another, like just because you're here in District 5 doesn't mean you can't go to a District 7 event, for instance, which is LA County. And don't be intimidated by that, because often the events are virtual. That's kind of the world we live in, right? Plus, we did find out that it was actually a little bit easier and more convenient for folks to attend the virtual events. So if you see something going on in District 7, again, using LA County as the example, feel free to sign up for those. You don't have to be from there. You don't even have to be interested in working in that, but they may have a topic that will be helpful for you as a business here. And of course, when they're virtual, that means there's no travel costs. So anyway, something to think about. All right, some more general resources that we like to talk about. For all DBA related information, visit both sites listed. So we have, one is an informational page. That's the top one there. And that will just have a lot of DBE information. I think if you're thinking about getting this certification, or if you're wondering if you qualify, definitely go check that out. And then, of course, we have the caltransdbesystems.com website, which is something I talked about earlier, and that is all things DBE related will be on that website, including the certification paperwork and application. Contract cost data is this allows you to find historic bid information for Caltrans construction projects. So again, if you're in that world, that would definitely be something to go look at. But another really important site that we have is we call it Skippers, just because it's so convoluted. State Contract and Procurement Registration System. It's got a terribly long link there, but it will take you directly to it. Which, by the way, if you happen to not have this link, just go to the Cal eProcure, and it has like a quick way to get there on the main website. But Skippers is where you would also go to research previous contracting data. So again, using that example of, hey, I make widgets at my company. Do they use these kinds of widgets? Then you can maybe look to see if previously we have bought those said widgets, and maybe then you can realize whether or not we're a potential for you. By the way, if you don't see that, that doesn't mean we haven't bought it, that we're not thinking about buying it in the future, but it's past and previous stuff. So a good way to research whether or not Caltrans has opportunities for you. And yeah, so check it out. Okay, next steps. You can check out the small business community organizations, like we mentioned. I think that would be a great step for you to begin with. And you can, for help with Caltrans, my suggestion is to request a meeting with the DSBL in your area. I'm happy to be that person, by the way, even if you're not in my area. So just reach out, and then we can maybe schedule a one-to-one meeting to talk about your particular business and your specific goals. And then you can also attend outreach networking events hosted by Caltrans. And then a lot of our community small business or partners also have their own outreach. And of course, if you go on their websites, they usually have an event calendar. And if you sign up, a lot of times they'll send you information about upcoming items. I know that the Women's Business Center is great with doing that. Okay, here's a map of California, but it's listing all the Caltrans districts, which is kind of fun. And you'll see the counties within the districts are also mentioned, which is again another valuable thing. So if you're like, hey, I'm thinking about working in Fresno, what district is that? So then you see in the center of the page there, Fresno is District 6. So it's just good to know, because we don't expect you to be experts at what the particulars are of our organization, but this will certainly help you. And so our main state headquarters for Caltrans, as is typical with a lot of state agencies, is in Sacramento. And but we do have our local districts as well have headquarters. So for District 5, it happens to be here in San Luis Obispo, which is where I'm coming from today. And if you click on the emboldened district's name, so if you go over to the left here, so you find District 5 right here. If you click on that, it will take you to that district's particular web pages on the main dot.ca.gov website. So again, that's our main website for all things Caltrans related. And each district has quite a bit of information on there about their own particulars of their own specific information about their own districts. So check that out. And a reminder that this will be sent out to everybody, this presentation, so you'll have this to refer to. Okay, district small business liaison. So that's me. We've talked about a little bit about what I can do for you. So each district has at least one DSBL. Some have more than that because they have larger population centers, like the Bay Area, for instance. They might have, I think they have two. Because each district operates individually, some procurement processes may slightly differ. I think the rules are the rules kind of thing, but sometimes just the culture of it. So it's if you're looking to work in the Bay Area, for instance, and even though you're here in San Luis Obispo, my advice to you, if you were to call me, would be to contact the folks there as well. So your best resource would be the DSBL for the district, like I mentioned, and then they can help you with your next steps. DSBL serve as the district's primary point of contact for small business related concerns, including efforts to increase participation of the certified businesses, like we mentioned SB, DDBE, and DBE. And in addition, we also provide outreach and advocacy services, like I guess outreach would be like today's event. Once again, I and the other district small business liaisons are your primary point of contact. So, don't for anything Caltrans related, not just small business, but we're sort of like a concierge. So a lot of times we don't have all the information, but we can certainly find you the person that could help you, or find the information that could help you, and then set you in the right direction. And there's also a web link on here. I promised it earlier. That is for the DSBL contact list for the entire state of California. So all DSBLs will be listed on here with their email, their names, and their phone numbers.